Do you need to restrict entries in an Excel table to a predefined list? Or how about restrict numbers to an outside specified range? What if I told you there is a way to restrict dates and times in an Excel sheet, or even limit the numbers of characters you enter? I have the answer for your problems without using any VBA: data validation. Data validation is vital to ensure the data is clean, correct, and useful. This is crucial because the validated data is then something that you can trust and you can make informed decisions and decisive actions. Let's start with our first example where data validation is useful, is using an Excel table for data entry. As I start typing an invalid entry, I get a stop error asking me to retry or cancel my entry. I can click on the cell to see the available options that are valid in the drop-down menu. As I purposely type in the wrong information, a custom warning pops up, giving me the only options I'm allowed to use. In my sales column, you can see I can only type in numbers here. It won't let me type in actual text. In our second example, we have a custom lookup array. In my sales amount field, I'm only allowed to type in a number. In my years of patronage field, I can only select the available answers from the drop-down menu that correspond to the array. To apply data validation to a cell, click on the Data Ribbon tab. Click on the Data Validation button under Data Tools. Because I want to make a list, under Validation Criteria, I'm going to click the drop-down menu button and select List. I have three options. Right now I can either type in what I want to say, hit OK, and you can see my options are down here. My second option is to expand the source field, go to the worksheet where my data list is on, and highlight those fields, and hit OK, and I get the same. Because I've already named this field under Formulas, under Name Manager, I can type in directions and it will have the same effect. To apply the hover warning, click on the input message, type in the title of the message, and the input message you would like your user to see. For your error alert, choose the style which you would like to use. There are three warning styles you can choose from. Stop, which is used to prevent users from entering invalid data in a cell. A stop alert message has two options: retry or cancel. The warning style, it warns users that the data they entered is invalid without preventing them from entering it. When a warning alert message appears, users can click Yes to accept the invalid entry, No to edit the invalid entry, or Cancel to remove the invalid entry. The information style, it uses it to inform users that the data they've entered is invalid without preventing them from entering it. This type of error alert is the most flexible. When an information alert message appears, users can click OK to accept the invalid value or Cancel to reject it. For this, I like to use the stop style. I'm going to write warning, and I'm going to write the message Now when you see when I hover over the cell, the window pops up, or if I type in wrong information, my warning error pops up. If I click retry, it makes me retype it again. If I hit cancel, it defaults back to my original answer. If I click help, it will take me to the Microsoft Excel help page. Besides the data validation list, you can limit your data to whole numbers, numbers with decimals, dates, time frames, which are great for time shift tracking sheets, text length, and custom data validation using formulas. Two examples of custom data validation include using only uppercase characters or having your field start with specific characters. Here are a few tips I found on the Microsoft support page. The width of the drop-down list is determined by the width of the cell that has the data validation. You might need to adjust the width of the cell to prevent truncating the width of the valid entries that are wider than the width of the drop-down list. If you plan to protect the worksheet or workbook, protect it after you finish specifying any validation settings. Make sure that you unlock any validated cells before you protect the worksheet. Otherwise, users will not be able to type in any data in the cells. If you plan to share the workbook, share it only after you've finished specifying data validation and protection settings. After you share a workbook, you won't be able to change the validation settings unless you stop sharing. You can apply data validation to cells that already have data entered in them. However, Excel does not automatically notify you that the existing cells contain invalid data. In this scenario, you can use Highlight Invalid Data by instructing Excel to circle it on the worksheet. Once you have identified the invalid data, you can hide the circles again. If you correct an invalid entry, the circles disappear automatically. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and click on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos. You can also visit me on social media. Remember, if anyone asks you how's it going, say forward, that way you're never lying.